Very good evening, Heat fans. This should be a lot of fun. The Heat and the Knicks, a revival of the best rivalry the NBA had seen in the decade gone by of the 90s. But this isn't a throwback. This is a focus in on the present game, not even looking forward to the future. Eric Spoelstra says 100% of our attention is on the New York Knicks. Miami looking to bring energy and looking to leave with a victory.
It's not a close, it's not a must-win for the Heat tonight, but it's close to it.
Our officiating crew is signed by the NBA, Tony Brothers, Kevin Fair, and Scott Wall. Well, off we go, South Florida, on what should be an intriguing Miami Heat NBA adventure. David Lee against Jermaine O'Neal. 3 for Yakuba. And the rebound of David Lee, who all season long has been on that Spalding diet, gobbling up rebounds. Lee, besides leading the league in double-doubles, is third in the NBA with almost 12 rebounds a game. Because this guy much improved, too. Al Harrington, a guy that has fit right into Mike D'Antoni's offensive-oriented system. Jared Jeffries knocks in the jumper. The 7-year veteran from Indiana, guy that has battled through injury problems, but a very good team defender for New York.
No doubt, he's more a defender rebound than he is an offensive player.
And look at Jeffries right now in a cross match against the point guard Chalmers, who takes liberties with the open jumper. And coach, important for Mario to get off to a good start. He's had 4 games in a row where he struggled offensively, just 8 of 31 shooting, and only 6 points a game in the last 4.
He's strong-minded and strong-willed, Eric. He's going to come back from that because he believes in himself. He's got a lot of confidence. You expect him to have a good game tonight.
Wilson Chandler, one of the bright spots in an otherwise very dim season for New York. Triples for the 102nd time this year. And, Coach, that is your biggest fear when you go against New York. They're one of the most active three-point shooting teams in the league. Wade comes up short from downtown. Remember the last time the Knicks came here, Miami did win, but New York tripled 16 times in that game.
Yeah, speaking of threes, Eric, the Heat are the 28th ranked team in the NBA out of 30 guarding the three-point line. So that's something that can be a bad situation for the Heat tonight.
Here's Wade on the drive. That would have been good if it went. Wade will go to the free throw line. Wilson Chandler, the second-year man out of the Paul, picks up the foul.
Dwyane Wade sees a lane to the basket. He gets there quicker than the defense can adjust. Draws contact, gets to the line.
The New York Knicks coming in 18 games under 500 at 31 and 49. It'll be the 8th straight losing season for New York, and no playoffs for the 7th time in the last 8 years. Mike D'Antoni left Phoenix to sign a 4-year, $24 million deal to coach New York. And while the Knicks have struggled over the last 4 years, averaging just 28 wins, D'Antoni in that time was averaging 58 victories as the head man in Phoenix. Tony, we talked to him before the ball game. He feels pretty good about his first year in New York. When I asked him what he felt best about, very interesting what he said. He mentioned 2 names, the injured rookie Danilo Gallinari and the second-year man Wilson Chandler. He is very high on both of them.
He also mentioned he likes the direction that the franchise is going. He spoke very highly of Donnie Walsh, who's the head of basketball operations for the Knicks, and they feel very confident that they're going to get this thing turned around in the next couple of years.
Here's Michael Beasley, the short pop. He bounces right to Jermaine O'Neal with a Heat up by 2. Jermaine O'Neal coming off an effective game in Boston. He had 16 points to go along with 9 rebounds. O'Neal has been in double figures in 16 of his last 17 Miami outings.
Second chance points right there.
So this ball game even at 5. Beasley on Jared Jeffries. That's the defensive matchup Miami wanted, and Beasley picks up the foul. Because it was very interesting to me to hear Mike D'Antoni gush about Danilo Gallinari. Gallinari's only played in 28 games during his rookie season due to back problems. He loves him, a 6'10 guy that could knock down threes. He's a natural 3. But he was talking more about Gallinari as a defender, which surprised us.
Yeah, me too. But the one thing I asked him about, because I had noticed in a couple of Knick games that Gallinari came through in the clutch. When the game was on the line, he wanted the ball. He buried some shots. I asked him if that's a quality the kid has. He goes, yes, absolutely. That's something you can't teach someone, to be able to want to take that shot at such a young player and then bury it.
Now Gallinari averaging 6 points a game this year when he played. On 45% shooting, he made 44% of his threes. I hope you're watching tonight's game in high definition, and the picture is crystal clear for you for a list of cable and satellite providers offering Sun Sports in HD, along with channel numbers. Log on to sunsportstv.com. Oh, what a play by Wade.
Oh, man. He got up the court quickly, didn't he?
Well, the ball game even at 7. We've played 3 minutes here in the first quarter. Al Harrington over Diawara on the turnaround. And that's another great-looking rebound for Wade. Now, when your superstar comes out focused, the trickle-down is always a good one.
Showing no ill effects of that ankle that he turned the other night in Boston. And there you go, Beasley scoring in transition. Secondary break for the Heat. Beasley burying the 3.
28th triple this year for Michael Beasley. The Heat have a 3-point lead. An 8-2 run here in the early moments of the game for Miami as Lee puts it on the floor and Beasley pulls it down. Mario Chalmers starting all 80 games for Miami. A rookie season for him where he set a Heat record for rookie starts, steals, and triples. Not bad. O'Neal hanging, missing, and he'll go to the strike.
That was a pretty move. He would have got a shot blocked if he went straight up. He hung in the air, as you said, Eric. Drew the foul, gets to the line. So some athleticism on that move.
First foul on Jared Jeffries, second against the Knickerbockers. The 6'11" Jermaine O'Neal, who had 4 blocked shots at Boston. Coach, the rebounds have... Rebounds were tough for O'Neal to get early on in the season, Tony, but it seems to have improved. He's had 6 rebounds or better in 6 consecutive games.
I think his knee's getting stronger, Eric. As he goes along, you know, he's shown signs of breaking out of that little malaise of rebounding. He's rebounded his whole career, and you expect him to do that job. He's doing a good job offensively and blocking shots. It was the rebound that was slacking off.
Well, the 3 missed by the point guard Duhan. Another rebound for Beasley. Beasley already with 3 Heat rebounds. Here's Wade driving out Chandler all the way in.
Pretty move again. When Wade gets a full head of steam, puts his shoulder down, very difficult to stop. D-Wade finishing with the left that time.
9 unanswered points for Miami and a lead of 7. The former Duke Blue Devil, Chris Duhan, pick up from the Chicago Bulls. This is Chandler driving in. Great defense by Jermaine O'Neal. Lee finds Chandler for the score.
Oh, man. About Lee, one of the best offensive rebounders in the NBA, averaging 3.2 offensive rebounds a game.
Wilson Chandler already 7 points for New York. Jermaine O'Neal pitching out. Diawara for 3. It's short. And the rebound taken by Beasley. Took it away from Harrington, who knocked it out of bounds.
Eric Spoelstra wanted this team to feel the urgency of this game, and they've come out here very focused at both ends of the floor. Beasley just didn't give in to this rebound. Harrington had position. Beasley got it over the top.
Well, very positive sign for Beasley. Already 4 rebounds in this game.
Well, Coach Spoelstra mentioned how he's rebounding better in traffic, and he showed it again tonight. D-Wade buries the jumper as he's falling down off balance.
7 points for Wade, a 7-point lead for Miami.
You can see the energy of the Heat at both ends of the floor. They're exuding it.
Harrington, give and go. Jeffries with an easy jam. 4 points for Jared Jeffries.
Yeah, that was pretty. Got Beasley out of position that time defensively.
Chalmers setting up, right wing. Looking to get it to Jermaine O'Neal. Mario drives it in on Jeffries. Got the bucket of the foul.
Boy, how pretty was that? You know, he made a jumper over Jeffries earlier, Eric. Jeffries had that in his mind, I think, when Chalmers raised up, set this drive up. Watch this again. Comes off. As he caught it, Jeffries kind of was waiting for him to shoot it. And I think Chalmers noticed that, went by him, and finished strong.
Jared Jeffries goes out with his second foul. Nate Robinson checks in, and you just enjoyed your first Marooney.com netcam replay of the night. South Florida, when you need a car, truck, or van, who are you going to call? Call 1-877-MAROONEY. Mario Chalmers completes the 3-point play. Coach, after struggling from the free throw line as a team at Boston when they missed 9, tonight the Heat have hit 4 of their first 5. David Lee misses from the top. Michael Beasley with his 5th rebound in his first quarter. Heat ahead by 8. Wade, nice entry to Jermaine O'Neal. And it drops off to David Lee. 3rd rebound for Lee. And this is Chris Duhan, the 5th-year point guard. Nate Robinson, the energizer off the bench. the number 2 off-the-bench scorer in the NBA this year, behind only Jason Terry of Dallas. Lee blocked by Beasley, but David Lee on the second try.
That's 2 offensive rebounds already for Lee that were caroms off of block shots or missed, a missed shot.
5.5 minutes remaining, first quarter here in Miami. Alongside the coach, Tony Fiorentino, and Jason Jackson, this is Eric Reed. Dwyane Wade, great pass. Jermaine O'Neal with a catch in traffic, and he was stripped by Wilson Chandler.
He was behind the backboard with 3 blue shirts around him, so tough situation there.
Nate Robinson hoists a 3-ball, and Jermaine O'Neal brings it down. So the Knicks have already hoisted 5 triples. They've only hit on 1. Here comes Wade flying in. Wade playing at a different speed this afternoon.
No doubt, and a lot of the Knicks players just got out of the way that time. That was Ole defense.
9 points for Dwyane Wade, and the Knicks have made a habit of almost no defense. They rank 28th in a 30-team league in both points allowed and field goal percentage defense. So no improvement for the Knicks from last year to this. They're one of the league's worst defensive teams. Chalmers missing from deep, and the rebound down to Quentin Richardson. Quentin Richardson, the 9-year veteran from DePaul, man who's averaging 10 points a game. Chalmers with a steal. Here comes Wade. Wade against Chandler. Open 3 for Mario. Kaboom!
Oh, man, you could tell the rhythm that he has in his shot tonight. He was surprised he missed that last one the last time down, but he buried that one. D-Wade with another assist.
Well, the Heat backcourt of Wade and Chalmers have combined for 17 points on 7 of 9 first-quarter shooting.
One of the ways you lead, Eric, the way D-Wade does all year long, is to show your team how important this game is by playing at such a high level energy-wise, and that's what D-Wade has done tonight, coming right out of the timeout, right out of the tip.
Meanwhile, Wilson Chandler has scored 9 pretty quick points for New York. Here's Wade driving on Chandler, setting up Jermaine O'Neal. 6 to shoot for Miami. This is Yakuba from 15. It drops. All 5 Heat starters in the scorebook. Miami for the second time ahead by 11.
That's what Yakuba's been working on, that mid-range jump shot. People know, opponents know he can shoot the 3. You got to be able to take a guy off the dribble and shoot the mid-range shot.
Pick and roll for David Lee. Swatted away by Jermaine O'Neal.
How about the energy again of the Heat? Good interior defense. Terrific.
Here's O'Neal backing in on David Lee. Handing off to Yakuba. And a loose ball picked up by Chalmers. The Heat playing with big-time hunger here in the first quarter. Beasley just inside the arc. Bottoms up for Michael. 5 points for Beasley. A 13-point lead for Miami and a timeout to New York.
Leading the Heat is the backcourt. The starting backcourt of the Miami Heat. Showing the way tonight.
Wilson Chandler is off to a terrific start. He has 11 points for New York. Dwyane Wade has 9 for Miami. Chalmers with 8. And Michael Beasley already 7 rebounds. Wade got the basket and the foul. D-Wade has it dialed in right from the very first moment tonight.
Oh, man, again, showing leadership, coming right out from the tip. He gets the contact, concentrates, finishes, gets to the line. He may be the best in the league at that.
Wilson Chandler picks up his second foul as Daquan Cook comes into the game for Miami, sitting down Mario Chalmers. And Wade finishes up the three-point play. Wade with 12 points. The Heat are up by 14. Largest lead so far tonight for Miami. And the early score from north of the border, the Raptors by 4. We're all rooting for Toronto tonight. That's Wilson Chandler missing. Nate Robinson, the little fellow with big hops. Larry Hughes missing from downtown. And rebound number 8 for Michael Beasley. And let's see, that won't count. He came over the top.
Yeah, foul on Beasley, I believe is second, right?
Yes, that is the second. Coach, let's go back to Eric Spoelstra for a moment as James Jones replaces Beasley. A couple things about Eric. He told us tonight that he was going to try to get Beasley out before the first quarter would come to a close so he could bring him back with the second unit when Wade is not on the floor to give that second unit more punch offensively. But the point I wanted to get to about the coach, Tony, 3 o'clock in the morning, we return from Boston on the Heat charter flight after a tough loss in the last few minutes. And as Coach Spoelstra gets off the plane, Coach, and passes us, he said just one quick sentence: we're going to beat New York. And I just love the positive attitude that young head coach is showed, because it all starts from the top and trickles down, and he has been positive, setting forth the right kind of image to his players all season long.
And from day one, he said, we are focusing in on this game. We're not looking forward. People said, what do you think a good record would be for the season? How do you think things will go? He goes, I'm not thinking about that. First game, New York, tonight, playing New York, that's all that matters. And he's been very consistent with that. He's also been consistent with, you earn your minutes. The guys who have played well, both in practice and in the game, those guys earn their minutes. Those are the guys who play. And his whole team has bought into that because he's been consistent all year long with that.
You just saw the Heat's two rookies, Beasley and Chalmers, who both could wind up on one of the all-rookie teams this year at season's end.
There's that tough call again. Dwyane set a screen, rolled to the basket, which is a natural basketball move, but he rolled right into D. Wade's man and didn't allow his defender to get back on Wade, and so Dwyane gets the moving screen foul.
And the last defensive foul on Miami that put Hughes on the line was on McClure. Quentin Richardson triples. Richardson with 117 threes this year on 36%. Richardson, over his career, has been a dynamic three-point shooter. He is approaching 1,000 triples. We'll have to wait till next year, of course. Wade on the move. Oh, man. Dwyane Wade having a dynamic first quarter with 14 points. Miami's ahead by 11.
You know, he had 24 in that fourth quarter against the Knicks in February, the last time he played them here. And now he's got 14 in this quarter. He's got 38 points. This quarter's not over yet.
Larry Hughes, he was attempting an alley-oop for Wilcox on the last trip, and the ball just went into the basket. So Hughes with 4 pretty quick points. Miami's up 9. Wade finds Cook, corner 3. And the rebound down to Quentin Richardson. Quick outlet to Nate Robertson. Look at the speed. Nice setup for the Jeffrey slam dunk. That was all set up by the blinding quickness of the little man out of Washington, 5'9" Nate Robinson.
You can't sit on a lead against this team. They'll come right at you, scoring bunches, as you noticed.
A 9-2 run by New York. Daquan Cook was fouled from behind. Now Cook did a good sales job of persuading the Heat coaches that the right shoulder was good enough to go. He took treatment yesterday and today, and Cook trying to help his team in an important game.
He looked good on that first 3 that he took, and that play right there, a little ball fake, shot fake, got Robinson flying, drew the foul.
Larry Hughes picking up the foul. New York is over the limit. Now this American Airlines Arena going to be on fire when games 3 and 4 of the first round of the playoffs hit down. And you can guarantee yourself the best seats for every Heat home playoff game this spring by becoming a Heat season ticket holder for next year. Reserve your Heat season tickets for 0910 with a $250 per seat deposit. For more information, call 786-777-HOOP. Ticket sales reps are standing by.
Back is black, Eric. You wear your best black outfit to the 2 games, 2 home games. Show the unity, the unison, everybody together. Remember that he did that in the playoffs in the 2006 with the white outfits. Now we're going to do it with the black outfits.
37 seconds remaining in this first quarter. A 14-point period for Dwyane Wade on 6 for 7 shooting. He's shooting over 60% this quarter. Wade flying in. Well, he's got the attack mentality glued tight, and he will head to the free throw line.
We know he's an attacker. You talked about it, the mentality of getting to the rim, that inside-out dribble with the left hand. He's such a good crossover dribble guy that they bite on that little fake when he dips that shoulder and then goes inside out with the left and gets to the line.
Dwyane Wade continues to lead the NBA in scoring, field goals, and field goal attempts. He's number 2 in steals, number 3 in free throw attempts, 8th in assists, 6th in minutes, 16th in blocks. And Tony, this is a guy over his last 14 games at home has been over 25 points in all 14.
Well, there's a lot of people who don't realize how hard it is to lead a team with such young players, 2 rookies, 2 second-year players, changing the starting lineups a couple of months ago. You know, with 2 new guys coming in, 40% of the lineup, and but D. Wade has done that. I think it's harder to play under those conditions than it is with a very good supporting cast.
He's got 16 points in the first quarter. Drew praise from Knicks coach Mike D'Antoni before the game. He said from 15 wins to the number 5 seed, that is worthy as an MVP candidate. D'Antoni was an assistant on Team USA that won gold in Beijing, and he said before the game, don't tell anybody I said this. It was on the record, of course. But Wade just may have been the best player on Team USA. Here's Wade with 3 seconds left in the quarter. Dwyane got it off, but it comes up short. Jax Wilson Chandler has improved his points per game by almost 7 this year from his rookie season, and he has won the confidence and praise of his head coach, who told all of us earlier tonight that Chandler plans to spend his summer in New York working on his shooting, which should help Wilson Chandler, who is a guy that can rebound and defend multiple positions. Well, Chalmers with a steal after an 8-point first quarter, and it's stolen right back by Larry Hughes. In the meantime, Nate Robinson tripled last trip. Wilcox, blocking foul underneath. The basket counts for the former Maryland Terrapin. James Jones hit with a foul.
James Jones was inside the restricted area. That's why he got called for the blocking foul there. He didn't get in front of it. Watch this again. See, his heels are on the restricted area line. That's why you got Tony Brothers pointing to that as he makes that call. He had good position as far as drawing the charge, but he wasn't in front of the restricted area.
Yeah, the New York Knicks made a number of trades this year. Wilcox was one of those acquisitions, acquired February 19th from Oklahoma City from Malik Rose and Cash. Wilcox is a 7-year veteran out of Maryland. He's 6'10", 235. This is his 24th game with the Knicks. On the year, he's averaging 7 points and 4.5 rebounds. Chris Wilcox, a member of the 2002 National Championship team from the University of Maryland.
All right, going back to Wilson Chandler for a minute, he played for an outstanding coach at DePaul, Jerry Wainwright. He's a Chicago native. Wainwright is good man, good friend, 5-star guy for years, outstanding teacher of the game. So Wilson Chandler came from a good program.
Well, the Knicks have been perfect at the free throw line, 5 for 5. They're 3 of 9 from downtown. Miami ahead by 5. The Heat did lead by as much as 14 in the first quarter. Hughes on Chalmers. Mario with a rainbow. And the rebound in traffic protected by Jersey City, New Jersey native Al Harrington. Nice lead by Robinson. That's a travel on Hughes.
Good job by James Jones going after him. He forced that travel.
Coach of the Knicks making 4 trades involving 12 players this year. They acquire Wilcox, Hughes, Harrington, and Coutinho Mobley. Mobley, who has since announced his retirement due to injuries. Early in the season, remember, the Knicks gave up on their 2 best players at the time. Both Zach Randolph and Jamal Crawford went in separate deals. Beasley came up short, rebound to Larry Hughes.
That's what you were talking about, Eric. Michael Beasley came back into the game maybe a little sooner than Coach Spoelstra wanted to with New York on a run. They got to get another good offensive player on the floor with Wade out.
8 straight points for New York. The lead for Miami, which was 14 near the end of the first quarter, is now just 3. Visit Heat.com for more info or call the camp hotline at 786-777-4113.
We have a great time, Eric. Provide lunch every day, insurance, camp shirts. We try to have a Heat player or 2 come by every week, give autographs, play 2 5-on-5 games every day, and we also teach a lot of other things besides basketball. So it's really a cool camp, and I look forward to it again this summer. And I'm sure Janine Thompson's dance camp is also outstanding.
Mario Chalmers a moment ago tripling. He has 11 points in this game, so the Heat backcourt of Chalmers and Wade have combined for 27 of the Heat's 40 points. Chalmers with 11 here on the first half. Wade with 16.
With Beasley starting, the New York bench has outscored the Heat bench 15-2. So that's a dilemma that Coach Spoelstra has.
The Knicks scored the first 8 points in the second quarter as Harrington blocked the Beasley offering. And here comes Larry Hughes, the former St. Louis Billiken. Here's Wilcox posting McClure for the jump hook. Jamal McClure controls the rebound. Well, the Knicks came out, made their first 3 shots of this quarter. The Heat missed on their first 3 attempts. That's when the Knicks ran out to the 8-0 jump start in the second period. Miami's up 6 after leading by 14 late in the first quarter. Cook for three. Kaboom!
Oh, you can't give him room like that. Hughes backed off. He thought that Cook was throwing it into the low post into Jamal McGlure, and Cook took advantage of it.
Daquan's 150th triple of his second NBA season. He'd have tripled 4 times in this first half. Miami up 9. Richardson driving all the way in. A beautiful spin to get past James Jones.
Well, again, now he can shoot the three, obviously, so you push up on him, and he uses that against you because he goes by and finishes.
5 points for Quentin Richardson, who had a 16-point game in the season opener at Madison Square Garden against Miami. Quentin Richardson picks up the foul. That's his first.
The space we talked about. Watch as Hughes backs off a little bit, and then Cook, he leaves him open for the J. Hughes does. You can't do that with Daquan Cook, one of the best three-point shooters in the league, and then Beasley shooting that consistent J that he's had all season long.
7 points, 7 rebounds for Michael Beasley in his first half. The Heat again ahead by 9. 4 minutes into the second quarter. That's Harrington from the corner, and the 3-ball goes for Al Harrington. His first points of the game, his 169th triple this year. He's in the top 6 in three-pointers made, and he's tripled in 15 consecutive games now for New York.
It's very difficult to stay home on your shooters as your teammates getting beat off the dribble. The inclination is to help. That's what you work on defensively, and so that time, they take advantage of it when you do that. Harrington did that time.
Al Harrington, an 11-year veteran, drafted right out of high school in Jersey City. Here's Nate Robinson. He triggers up a triple. And the long rebound taken by Mario Chalmers. Ahead to Cook. 3-on-1 break. Jones, corner 3. Yes.
You don't really want to take a 3 on a fast break, but the Heat will take it.
Well, Miami with 5 first-half triples and a 9-point advantage again. Richardson, quick 3. That's good. Yeah, it's a dangerous game if you want to match New York 3 for 3. The first 2 games between these two clubs with the identical score, although different winner each time. But the score in both games was 120 to 115, and we're on a similar track with a high-scoring first half.
This game is being played from downtown.
Downtown Miami, you're right. Downtown on the floor as well. McGlure with a hook, wide right, never got rim. Shot clock violation on the Heat. By the way, a very good crowd on hand tonight for Miami. Another sellout here at the Heat's house. Sellout number 21 during the regular season for Miami. Dwyane Wade back in the ballgame for the Heat. And he sits down Daquan Cook. Cook goes to the bench with 5 points in 8 minutes.
6 o'clock, good time to play on Sunday. The kids can come, you get to get home, get in bed in time to go to school tomorrow morning, get a good night's rest.
Easter eggs have been collected by now as Harrington triggers it up. 5 points for Al Harrington, who now is just 11 points shy of the 10,000 career point mark. Harrington spent his first 6 years with Indiana, then 2 seasons with Atlanta, and a couple of years with Golden State as well.
He might need more than that 120 that they had the last time they beat the Knicks.
Wade gets it back from McGlure, fires it up for 2. 18 first half points for Dwyane Wade. 16 came on the first quarter, and Coach, he's made 7 of his first 8 shots. On the drive, Hughes got all the way in. Well, the Knicks hurting Miami from the edges and on drives to the hoop. New York shooting 50% from the field. Miami at 55%.
When you push up on the three-point shot, they go by it.
Michael Beasley driving on Harrington. Got hit. Got a bucket as well. On the Wilcox foul. A strong finish. 2 regular season games left after this in Atlanta Tuesday night for a 7 o'clock start. The regular season finale right here at home, 8 p.m. on Wednesday against the Detroit Pistons. And tonight, a very important game for Miami, trying to nail down the number 5 seed. Right now, they're 6 points ahead of New York with 5:15 left in this first half. And the Knicks keeping it close offensively. Al Harrington, who is scoreless in the first quarter, has 8 points here in the second. That was his second 3-ball.
Not much defense here in the second quarter by either team. The Heat 6 for 12, 6 for 13 now. And then the Knicks are 9 for 12.
The Knicks have outscored Miami in this quarter, 23-15. David Lee's pass stolen by Chalmers. That's his third steal and a half. Hit ahead for Wade. Beautiful play.
Wade getting down the floor, beats everyone to the basket. Chalmers was looking for him and he found him.
Now the Heat backcourt on display, both ends of the floor changing quickly, defense to offense. Heat already with 13 fast break points. Richardson with another 3. So Quentin has tripled 3 times in this first half. And he has 11 points off their bench. It's a 2-point Miami lead, despite the Heat shooting 56%. Steal by Harrington by himself. Al Harrington now with 10 second quarter points. The Knicks enjoy the moment. They've tied the game at 54 after falling behind by 14 late in that first quarter.
Yeah, they were down 11 coming into this quarter, so they've outscored the Heat by 11 in the second quarter. Harrington anticipated that pass, and he got it.
First tie since 7-7. Beasley missed the jumper. Richardson down with a rebound. So the Knicks, who come off an upset over the Orlando Magic a couple nights ago, damaging loss to Orlando since they could not finish second in the East. And Al Harrington, second to nobody right now. He's got 12 points all here in the second quarter, where he's hit all 5 of his shots. So for the first time since the score was 7-5, the Knicks are out in front.
Al Harrington, 20th best scorer in the NBA, as hot as he can be right now. He's carrying this team. He's got New York with the lead, shooting threes, taking his man off the dribble, going to the basket, finishing with either hand. Earlier he went to the basket with the right hand. Tough guard for anybody in the league, and as I mentioned, averaging 21 points a game. He's the 20th best scorer in the league.
He believes in the three-point shot, in quick shooting on the shot clock. And the offensive system obviously works. They're averaging 105 points a game. They're scoring up by over 8 points a game. But, Coach, what good is it if you score 105 if you give up 108?
Well, the last game, as we mentioned, they lost 120 to 115 to the Heat. And, somewhere along the way, you got to make some stops. I think the attitude is we're going to outscore the opponent.
Coach, I'm not sure I really understand Mike D'Antoni's defensive system. He's so well known for offense, but his Phoenix teams weren't very good defensive teams either. Can you win in this league in the playoffs with an offense really leading the parade?
There's been 62 playoffs in NBA history, starting in 1946. No team has ever won, I believe, a championship not playing good defense or not rebounding the ball. So I would tend to say no, Eric. No one has ever won playing that style of basketball.
Chalmers from downtown? No. Rebound down to David Lee. Lee has 7 rebounds. Michael Beasley also has 7. High scorer in the game is Dwyane Wade with 22 points on 9 of 11 shooting. Knicks already have 3 double-figure scores. Richardson and Chandler with 11. Al Harrington with 12. And Harrington's done all of his damage in this quarter. Jermaine O'Neal got a block. Harrington. Oh, that was close to a goaltend.
It was. Oh, no, they're going to call it. Good block.
Yakuba Diawara picks up his second foul. You're looking at Heat center Jermaine O'Neal, who's blocked 7 shots in the last 2.5 games. He's got 2 in the first half tonight. He's been the 3rd best shot blocker since the end of January. 5th best shot blocker on the year, and right now he's only 1 block away from moving into a tie for 28th all-time in rejections.
He had 4 the other night in Boston. Here you see he's blocking a shot by David Lee. Otherwise, that would have been a layup. Harrington, he got him right there as well.
Al Harrington made the first, missed the second. The first missed free throw for New York after hitting on their first 6. 13 points for Harrington, all in this quarter. That's 31-19 New York in the second period. Jermaine O'Neal missed on the jam. Loose ball rebound, finally claimed by Mario Chalmers. Fresh shot clock. Nice pass into Wade, who lost it.
Wade was trying to go before he caught it. He was so wide open. He was going to try to dunk it, I believe, but he never got the handle on it.
6 first-half turnovers for Miami. The Heat shooting, both teams actually just above 52% from the field in this first half. Rebounds even at 19. The 3 by Richardson, an air ball. Jermaine O'Neal outlets the rebound. 4th board for Jermaine. Miami was up by 14 with 2:44 left in the first quarter. It has been all Knicks ever since. Right now, they're up by 1.
That Jay by Wade went in and out.
And a 25 remaining first half. Richardson in the low post against Mario Chalmers. Put it off glass. David Lee with a left hand. It rolls home for Lee, who now has 4 points to go along with 8 first half rebounds.
4 offensive rebounds. One of the best offensive rebounders in the NBA. And that guy, you got to get him off the boards because it really hurts you down there.
Last time we saw the former Gator coach, David Lee, had 18 points and 13 boards against Miami. Wade drew a foul on David Lee. So David Lee, the fourth-year former Florida Gator, man who spent 1 year in a Florida uniform, teaming with Udonis Haslem. He will send Dwyane Wade to the free throw line. Wade already has 22 first-half points. Okay, stay with us at halftime tonight for the Chevy Halftime Show. Ira Winderman of the South Florida Sun Sentinel joins Jason Jackson. They will review their NBA end-of-season awards. Jax will also interview Heat assistant coach Ron Rothstein, and all of that and more on tonight's Chevy Halftime Show. Dwyane Wade averaging 36 points a game this year against New York in the first 2 matchups. And he's on his way again. By the way, his 46 points against New York last outing, the most ever scored by a Heat player against their arch rival, New York Knicks. Al Harrington will go to the free throw line. Yakuba Diawara picks his 3rd foul.
His 3rd first team foul in the last 2 minutes.
The rapper Ludacris getting the high five from Al Harrington.
Eric, you mentioned that game that D-Wade had. The 46 points, 10 assists, 8 rebounds, 4 steals, 4 block shots. That was statistically one of the greatest games in the history of the NBA.
Yeah, he's had so many spectacular games this year, Dwyane Wade. No question. Season number 6 for Wade. The best he has had in the NBA this season. A remarkable comeback from 2 seasons of injuries. He's a superstar. Al Harrington, the next best player in this first half with 15 points, and all 15 of them have come in this quarter. Chalmers hits the wing jumper. Mario, out of his slump, he had gone 4 straight games with averaging just 6 points. Tonight here he has 13. And he's done it on 5 for 10 shooting. Lee off a loose ball pickup. So David Lee now has 6, and the Knicks continue to hold a 3-point lead. Now the defense, non-existent for either club, as Wade strokes a 3.
Oh, my.
Dwyane Wade, 85 triples in his first 5 years. 85. He's got 83 this year.
Eric, he's had over 38 times this year. He might have over 30 in the first half.
Well, we are tied for the 6th time in this first half. 10 seconds left in the second quarter. Hughes, the shot fake, got him free, and it rolls home for Larry Hughes. Hughes, playing in his 24th game with New York, has 10 first-half points. Great catch by Dwyane. Got it off. Now the collective moan by the Heat crowd. New York scores 65 first-half points. They get 39 of them in the second quarter. Tony, the Heat backcourt of Wade and Chalmers played exceptionally well. They combined for 40 of Miami's first 63 points. But from a defensive perspective, that was not a good performance, nor was it acceptable or enough to win with. How do the Heat get their defense up to a winnable status for this second half?
One of the things the Heat's been doing very well of late, Eric, is their bench has been coming in and doing a good job of containing and keeping the flow that the starters get. If the starters start out slowly, the bench usually picks them up. Tonight, when you have Beasley starting, it changes the dynamics of guys coming off the bench. Right now, New York bench is outscoring the Heat bench 27-8. And to get back to your question, what you have to do is you cannot relax. You can't just exhale against these guys, because what happens with a team like this, different guys get hot at different times and they carry their team.
Jamal McClure opening the second half, and the Heat starting lineup in place of Jermaine O'Neal. I'm checking the Heat bench to see if O'Neal is there. And at a quick glance, I don't see him on the Heat bench. Here's Dwyane Wade bouncing in from McClure. He's double-teamed by Jeffries and Wilson Chandler. And Wade missed the jumper, rebound to Beasley. Dwyane Wade catching the offensive rebound and in one gorgeous motion, flushing it home.
Eric, he flew over two blue shirts coming from the other baseline, the other corner on Beasley's miss. Wow.
29 points for Dwyane Wade, and the answer doesn't come from Wilson Chandler. The rebound does go to Dwyane. Well, taking a look at that Heat bench, I do not see Jermaine O'Neal. Do you, Coach?
No.
10:40 remaining third quarter as Beasley motors in and puts it home with a right hand. What a drive by Michael Beasley. Beasley making his second consecutive start as 11 points and 8 rebounds.
You know what? He's adjusted as the season's gone on. Remember early in the year, he was getting his shot blocked maybe once a game, going in there and trying to finger roll it. Now he's going to the basket with more abandon. He's putting his body in the way, and he's being more assertive and aggressive, taking the ball to the rim.
Al Harrington, who's acquired from Golden State in November for Jamal Crawford. He's come up with 17 points in this game. He had 16 the last time these two teams met. Wade thinking about three, now firing it and hitting it. Dwyane Wade, second triple of this game. He has 32 points, and we're only 2 minutes into the second half.
39 times this year, he scored over 30 points, almost half of the Heat's games.
Michael Beasley picks up his third foul. Coach, let's take a look back at one of the best-looking offensive rebounds you have seen ever.
Watch this now. That's the shot he misses. Beasley takes it. Now he goes over two blue shirts and flies in and throws it down. This is the best angle. See the blue shirts in there? He just flies by everybody. Looked like he jumped off a trampoline.
Yeah, he stuck the dismount, Coach. I'd give him a 10. Wilson Chandler on a nice drive. Chandler had 11 first quarter points, and that's Wilson's first score since. Miami up by 1 in a game that has rocked back and forth ever since the Heat assumed a 14-point lead with about 2 minutes and change left in the first quarter. Beasley against Harrington. Got the foul, and Michael will go to the free throw line. Al Harrington with the push. And for Harrington, his first personal foul, the first on the Knicks here in the second half. Coach, 5 years in a row not in the playoffs for New York, their longest postseason drought since a 7-year absence between 1959-60 and 65-66. The 7-year absence, the worst in Knick franchise history, some 4 decades ago. Coach, you know how much they love their NBA basketball in New York. To miss the playoffs 5 straight years and 7 times in the last 8 years, hard to fathom. Remember, before this drought, the Knicks had made the playoffs 14 consecutive seasons.
So there's a lot of people in the league that feel if the Knicks have a strong, season, good organization, that it's better for the NBA. So, with Donnie Walsh and Mike D'Antoni, they're trying to get it back to where it was before. It's a long process. This is just the start of it. They're evaluating guys now. They said they're going to they're going to be in the game in the 2010-2011 free agent class. So it'll be interesting to watch and see how they develop this the next couple of years.
Jamal McGlure caught off balance there. He committed the foul on David Lee. Lee gets the field goal. David Lee now has 8 points and 8 rebounds as he zeroes in on his league-leading 64th double-double. At one point this year, Lee had 24 consecutive double-doubles. His 63, one of the great double totals in Knicks history, but still 6 away from the all-time Knick record, co-held by Willis Reed and Walt Bellamy. They both had 69 double-doubles. Reed in the 68-69 season, Bellamy back in the 65-66 campaign. That's Yakuba from way outside. His 51st triple of the year, a new career best for Yakuba.
Like the Rainbow J. Man, that's a pretty shot.
Miami ahead by 2, 8:45 to go in the third quarter.
He switched, so now Harrington's trying to score on Wade.
Tough turnaround. Good D by Wade. Michael Beasley with his 9th rebound tonight. And Beasley coming off his best rebounding game of the year with 13 at Boston on Friday. And to see Beasley rebound like this is heartening as you think ahead to the future. Mario Chalmers also playing well tonight with 13. There's Wade. The rebound kicks out. David Lee hustles to it for his 9th rebound tonight. Here's Jarrett Jeffries. And he spent 2 years as an Indiana Hoosier. Harrington has the 3 rim out. One-handed rebound for Jamal McGlure. And let's check in Toronto, Philadelphia, and the Raptors even at 57. Chris Bosh has 15 points for Toronto. Remember, a Heat win and a Sixers loss secures number 5 for Miami. Dwyane Wade, he's now tripled 3 times in the game, 2 in a row here in the third quarter. Wade has 35.
Michael Jordan was not a good three-point shooter in his career until the 6th year that he was in the NBA. He shot 38% from the three-point line in his 6th year. It's the first time he shot in the 30s, and then D-Wade is doing the same thing.
Good-looking maneuver there by David Lee. Well, Coach, I think it's consistent with the great players in the history of this league. They always come back each year with something new and improved to their game, and Wade has certainly followed suit on that front.
You know, I love teaching young kids is don't take the shot unless you think you can make it, unless you can shoot it, because, everyone tries to shoot the three. Dwyane Wade's a good example.
Al Harrington picking up his second foul, second team foul on the Nets in this quarter. Well, we mentioned to you earlier, Jermaine O'Neal not starting the second half, nor is he on the Heat bench. Let's go to Jason Jackson with an update on the condition of Jermaine O'Neal.
Yeah, Jermaine O'Neal will now join Head, Moon, and Haslam on this night, not playing. He's done for tonight. Has a left calf strain. I noticed that he was messing with his brace that he used actually on his left leg for his knee. And I thought there was just some discomfort there, but it looks like he was actually under the brace. But there's a calf strain, and he will not return. Eric and Tony, back over to you.
Well, Jack's during that report, a pair of threes. So Jack's giving both teams a little juice from downtown. Wade with his 4th triple. Dwyane with his 1st of the game. Here's Wade again. That one from downtown rims off to David Lee. And Lee now has his 64th double-double to lead the league, 11 points and 10 rebounds.
Jax once asked Dwyane Wade in a post-game interview, what about the threes? He goes, when I'm feeling it, well, he got hit in the face on that. When I'm feeling it, I'm getting the rhythm in my legs and my shot, why not take it and continue to do it? And that's what he's in right now. He's in a zone shooting those threes.
Now Dwyane Wade whistled for his first foul. Wade with 38 points in this game, 11 coming in this third quarter. Wade had 16 points in the first quarter. It's a 3-point Heat lead, 6:13 remaining in the third. Entertaining Easter Sunday night here at the Heat's house. Harrington, oh, what a creative pass for a Jared Jeffries layup. Now, Jeffries has 8 points. He's converted all 4 of his shots. The Knicks are shooting 54%, and they have provided Miami with a stiff test here in this very crucial ball game at home for the Heat. Wade getting through the first line of defense, drawing a crowd and a foul.
Wade was going to throw that ball, I believe, Eric, a pass to Beasley, but he saw that the man was going to foul him, so he threw the shot up and got the 2. He was going to get the 2 free throws.
Third foul on Jared Jeffries and the 3rd on the Knicks here in the third quarter. Now, Heat season ticket holders, to provide you with more flexibility and to help the Heat go green, this year's playoff tickets will be available exclusively online through your My Heat season tickets account on Heat.com. Here's what you'll be able to do. You'll be able to print, forward, and post your tickets for sale after they've been placed in your account. For more information, or if you need any help, call the Season Ticket Services Department at 786-777-1400. And the playoffs will begin next weekend. Against who and where? We're not sure yet. A win tonight by Miami and a Philadelphia loss would cinch it for Miami, put them in the 4-5 matchup with Atlanta. Meanwhile, Dwyane Wade now has 40 points. For Wade, it's the 13th time this year and the 24th time in his career he has reached 40 points in a game.
The Heat are 8-4 in the other games when he scored 40 or more.
Harrington on a turnaround got fouled. And Yakuba Diawara whistled for his 4th foul. It's a tough matchup for Kuba. Al Harrington, coach, a guy that could take you into the low post. He can also take you out to the 3-point line.
That's why he's tough to guard. He's just a scorer.
Saturday, April 18th, NASCAR on Fox moves to the Phoenix International Raceway, where Jimmy Johnson will try to defend his title against a full field of the world's greatest drivers. Coverage of the Subway Fresh Fit 500 from Phoenix begins Saturday, April 18th at 8 p.m. in high definition on Fox. Yakuba Diawara out. James Jones checks in. 5 points for Diawara, who started his 4th consecutive game tonight. And Harrington hits on both. Al Harrington, after a scoreless first quarter, has 19 points in this game. A 1-point game here at the Heat's house. Meanwhile, Dwyane Wade has scored 8 straight points for Miami. He's got 40 in the game, with 5:20 still left in the third quarter. Remember, Wade's season and career high, 50. Here's Wade against Wilson Chandler. Comes up short on the finger roll, got it back, and drew a foul. He has been relentless tonight. Even that shot went in, although it doesn't count. But, Coach, I think you can sense the importance of the game by the body language, aggressiveness, and the overall on-court demeanor of the game's great one, Dwyane Wade.
He reminds me of Steve Smith, who used to play for the Heat, who in this respect, he may be the best in the league at retrieving his own miss. He just did it again. He goes in among the trees, he misses the shot, he quick jumps and gets to the ball, then draws the foul. He is unbelievable getting a rebound from his own miss.
Wilson Chandler picking up his third foul, team foul number 4 on the New York Knickerbockers. You know, the Knicks would have to win tonight's game and their home finale against the Nets on Wednesday. They'd have to win them both to avoid a 50-loss season. For the second straight year. Last 4 years, the Knicks have averaged 54 losses a season. It has been tough going for New York.
And the Heat come back in the 2-3 zone for the first time tonight. You got to recognize where the shooters are and get to them. Oh, my.
Had that pop out.
Oh, man.
Michael Beasley was attacked by Harrington, who took it away. It's a loose ball, and Wade beat Harrington to it. Now they're wrestling, and Harrington will be whistled for the foul right in front of the Heat bench. How about your best player, your superstar, your MVP candidate, diving on the floor for a loose ball?
That's what you call leadership right there.
They could have very well whistled a foul on Al Harrington. But great hustle by Wade. He'd have possession of a 3-point lead. There's Beasley hitting a 3. Michael Beasley. He's given you a lot tonight. 15 points, 10 rebounds, back-to-back double-doubles, and his 7th double-double in his rookie season.
Coach Spoelstra talked about how Beasley now is in rhythm. That he's really getting within the set offense, running the way that he want him to do, and getting the shots within the set offense is important, and he's really burying those shots.
Michael Beasley with a block on Chandler, but Wilson hangs in there. You know, the Heat can delight their fans on the offensive end, but if they want to win this game, they're going to have to get it done defensively.
No doubt.
A 4-point lead for Miami. Wilson Chandler now has 15 for New York.
This might be one of those games where you win the game like 120 to 115, and then talk about how you played good defense to win it down the stretch.
The first 2 games between these clubs this year, 120 to 115. Knicks win it on opening night. Heat win it late February here. Dwyane from downtown. And the long rebound to Daquan Cook. The Knicks tonight are 8 of 19 from downtown. The Heat, 11 of 22 from the land of 3.
With that rebound, Lee now has its double-double with 10 rebounds and 11 points.
Joel Alexander into the ballgame, replacing McClure. Jermaine O'Neal out for the rest of the game with a strained calf. Here's Beasley maneuvering and scoring. Michael Beasley. He's got 8 points in the quarter now, 17 points to go with 10 rebounds. Just the second time this season, Beasley's put together back-to-back double-figure rebound games.
Remember the other night he had 12 points in the second quarter against Boston.
Pretty move by Chris Dwyane, who set a Knicks single-game assist record earlier this year, back on the 29th of November. He dished out 22 assists against the Golden State Warriors.
Another one of the many dookies in the NBA.
The Raptors by 1. 3.5 minutes left, third quarter. Will keep you up to the minute. Beasley lost his footing, threw it away to Wilson Chandler. The 7th Heat turnover. It's been a low turnover game for both sides. Both teams shooting 53%, and that's a body foul by Dwyane Wade. Dwyane picks up his second personal.
Wade was a little late on that. He saw that pass just a fraction too late. He was trying to play the passing lane. Watch him come up. He was just a little late on it, and Harrington saw Wade coming, tried to hit it to a teammate, and then took the body part.
D-Wade doing his Ed Reed impersonation, closing like a free safety in the National Football League. Now David Lee, Chris Dwyane, and Wilson Chandler all leave the New York lineup. Chris Wilcox, Nate Robinson, and Larry Hughes have checked in. Millennium Laser Eye Centers and the Miami Heat are teaming up to allow you the opportunity to go lens-free. Visit Heat.com, register to win a free LASIK procedure and 2 free tickets to a Heat playoff game. Millennium wants to show you the game as you've never seen it before. Lens-free and crystal clear.
You talked about a low turnover game there. That play by Beasley down there, that was the first turnover of the quarter for the Heat. New York has no turnovers in this quarter.
Miami ranks 3rd in the league, just 12 turnovers a game. They've had 24 games this year, 24 with 10 turnovers or less. Meanwhile, the Knicks have hit 13 of their 14 free throws. Al Harrington with 21 points, his 4th straight game with 20 or better, and Harrington has passed the 10,000 career point mark. Dwyane Wade, another 3. Wade with 45 points. He's headed for Club 50 again this year, a place he's been twice already this season, at Orlando and home against Utah.
They tried to double team him that time. He backed up, waited for the double team to leave, and then made the 3.
Well, Dwyane Wade, he is tripling up a storm. He's got 4 triples in this game. Actually, 5 threes. He's tied his career high. He's set his career high.
Wow.
He's on fire.
You're looking at one of the greatest players to ever play this game. He's proven it this year, carrying this young team to the playoffs.
That's Heat Vice President Michael McCullough unveiling the brand new MV3 shirts promoting D. Wade's most valuable player candidacy. I'll tell you another great promotion for D. Wade as an MVP. How about 48 points? And we're still in the 3rd quarter. Wade is 16 for 24 from the field. He's made 6 triples, a new career high. Wade had 5 threes in the March 9th game at home against Chicago. He has scored 16 of Miami's last 21 points.
He had no 50-point game coming into this season. He had 50 against the Orlando Magic and 50 against Utah.
I'd say D. Wade is headed for Club 50 again on this Easter Sunday special here in Miami.
He may have to get more than 60 for the Heat to win this game.
Heat are up 8, a minute 28 left in the 3rd. Harrington missed the jumper, loose ball rebound, and it goes out of bounds. We get a loose ball foul. And it will be on Miami.
Joel, I believe.
Yep. Joel Anthony's first foul. Joel Anthony's only played in 4 of the Heat's last 17 games. But he's one of those young players that always stays ready.
Eric, you know that we have a 90-year-old fan watching from Broward County. And the reason I'm bringing it up, his name is Ozzie Sheckman. You know what his claim to fame is? Scored the first basket ever in the NBA in 1946, the first game against the Toronto Huskies. He played for the New York Knicks, November 1st, 1946. You know who threw him the pass? Leo Gottlieb, Ron Rothstein's uncle. After he threw the pass to him, he said, if I knew the significance of that basket, I would have shot it myself. Ozzie's a big fan of Sun Sports and the Miami Heat.
Good stuff, Coach. Ozzie, hope you're enjoying a thrilling afternoon and early evening here in Miami. The Heat are up 7, a minute 16 left in the 3rd. Wade already has 48 points. A 3 on the way. And this one comes down to Nate Robinson. Wade has already tripled 6 times tonight. Career high. And Quentin Richardson and Dwyane collide, and I think Quentin got the worst of that. Quentin Richardson getting a shot to the side of his head. Dwyane seems to be okay. I think he got him with his chin.
Watch this as Dwyane comes over. Boom. Oh, yeah, he did. Dwyane's chin hit Richardson's head. Normally, it should be the other way around when a guy gets hurt like that. It should be the chin that's bothering you. Well, I wouldn't want to punch him, Dwyane. You can't knock him out. He's got a strong chin.
You would never punch the Rainbow Man.
No, I wouldn't. And he reminds me of Muhammad Ali. You couldn't knock him out either.
Might be the first time Yakuba Dwyane has ever been compared to Muhammad Ali. Maybe the last as well.
And Muhammad Ali didn't have that rainbow J, though. I don't think.
Yeah, the Knicks staying in this thing with 51% shooting from the field and 15 for 17 from the free throw line. Al Harrington is out. He leaves with 21 points. Jared Jeffries replaces him. Meanwhile, the Heat going with James Jones, Joel Anthony, Daquan Cook, Michael Beasley, and Dwyane Wade. And a lunging rebound that time for James Jones. Under a minute left in the 3rd quarter, the Heat with a 6-point lead.
Eric, I think the key for Wade now is don't settle for the 3 now. They're playing you out there. Take them to the basket. There you go. That's what he does best. Normally he passes to an open teammate.
Well, Jeffries was open, but wearing the wrong colored jersey. Hughes missing the 3 ball. James Jones with his 2nd rebound in a row.
Excellent box out right there.
Now the home crowd also knows the importance of this game. Wade, roundhouse hook, 50 points for the 3rd time this year.
See what he did, Eric? He pulled up like he was going to shoot the J, and the defender bid on it. He used a change of pace dribble and got in and put the ball off the glass.
Remember, the Heat's all-time scoring record is 56 in a single game, held by Glenn Rice. That record in major jeopardy tonight.
G-Money did that in the old Miami Arena.
Nate Robinson missed the shot, but he will go to the free throw line.
Joel Anthony again with the foul.
Now, Glenn Rice, when he set the record, it was also in the month of April. That game was against Orlando. That was an April 15th game. And the remarkable thing about this scoring outburst, Coach, he's got 50 points. We're still in the 3rd quarter. This could turn out to be the greatest individual scoring game in the 21-year franchise history of the Heat.
We just talked about taking the guy off the dribble, not settling for the 3, but the fact that he's been hitting it, the defender thought he was going to pull up and shoot the J. Wade, being the smart player that he was, took him off the dribble and made the runner off the board.
Well, Nate Robinson, he only has 4 points in this game. Nate averages 17. Well, now he has 5. Miami ahead by 6. 5 seconds left in the 3rd. Cook in a hurry. And he got it off, but he put it up lightly. Miami 54% through 3 quarters. Coach, this is still a very tight game with the Heat opening the 4th quarter ahead by 6.
And now Beasley becomes an important man in this lineup because Wade's getting a rest on the bench. Beasley's the go-to guy. They'll run the offense through him until Wade gets back into the game.
So Dwyane Wade in the same year has set the Heat scoring record against the Knicks 3 different times. Here's Larry Hughes, baseline drive, beautiful handoff. Wilcox with a finish. That was a terrific setup by Hughes. Wilcox with 6. Coach, between Dwyane Wade and Michael Beasley, they have scored the last 25 points for Miami. A great note from our 21-year veteran statistician, the one and only Steve LeBeau. Beasley again. Michael Beasley has become the first Heat rookie since Dwyane Wade in 2004 to record 3 consecutive games of 20 points or better. He's got 21 with 10 rebounds tonight.
You know, he had 9 rebounds against New Orleans. Otherwise, he'd have 3 games in a row of a double-double.
Miami's up by 8. Block shot by Joel Anthony. Here's Nate Robinson. He lost the ball. Mario Chalmers comes up with another steal, his 3rd of the game.
You love the block by Joel because he didn't block it out of bounds. He kept it inbounds, and the Heat gained possession.
Chalmers threw that one away. He thought Beasley was going backdoor for the lob. And by the way, I don't want to cheat Mario out of a steal. He's got 4 steals in tonight's game. It's the 15th time in his rookie year he's recorded at least 4 steals in one game. 2 out of the corner for Jared Jeffries. And Jared Jeffries tonight has been quietly efficient, making all 5 of his shots for 10 points. 101-95 Miami.
The only problem with Jeffries, he started at center and doesn't have a rebound tonight.
Chalmers got by Nate Robinson, tight ropes the end line, and commits his 2nd consecutive turnover. The Heat with 10 turnovers for the game, shooting 55%. The Knicks shooting 51% with 6 turnovers. Miami has a 3-rebound advantage and a huge advantage by that man who has 50 points in this game through 3 quarters. Oh my! Wilcox with an outrageous jam.
Outstanding pick and roll by the Knicks. Coach Bolster doesn't like it. He calls timeout.
9:51 remaining in this Easter Sunday special. A lot of the young ones are in the house. There's a look at my family.
Yeah.
Mom Corinne, daughter Darielle, and Felicia, wife Sonid. Wade opens the 4th quarter with a miss. Joel Anthony with a rebound. Beasley. Oh, he hit a deep 2 out of the corner. I was still trying to regain my composure after the surprise of seeing the loved ones up on the Heat set. Well, they, among 20,000 others enjoying this game here at the American Airlines Arena, countless more enjoying the game with us right here on Sun Sports. Miami's up 6. Nate Robinson rolls off. And Beasley, he didn't hold on to the rebound, but Dwyane Wade did. And how about the news from Toronto? A 7-point lead for the Raptors. Remember, a Miami win and a Philadelphia loss would send the Heat to Atlanta in the 4-5 playoff matchup they're hoping to get to. 5 on the shot clock. Ball gets to Joel. And then is taken away quickly by Nate Robinson. Chandler unloads a 3. And Dwyane Wade captures the rebound. Dwyane Wade, 50 points, 8 rebounds.
3 assists.
And 6 triples, a career high. Here he comes. Dwyane Wade headed to the free throw line. Now Dwyane Wade with 50 points for the 3rd time. He scored 50 at Orlando, had 50 in the triple overtime win against Utah. The next stop trying to set the single-game Heat record, which has been held for a long, long time by Glenn Rice, who scored 56 against Orlando in April of '95.
Yeah, that was Shaq and Penny Hardaway's team, national TV. G-Money came out and just burned them, and the Heat beat Orlando on national TV with G-Money scoring 56.
An insignificant game for the Heat in the standings. They weren't headed to the playoffs that year, but it was a national TV appearance and just one of the great nights or afternoons in franchise history. A record that stood for 13 years. It's in trouble tonight.
And that September '95, Pat Riley came aboard.
51 points for Dwyane. Miami's ahead 104-97, 8:22 to play in the game. Robinson, jitterbugging in, but it's sent back by Joel Anthony, his second block shot. Here's Mario, lobbing, Beasley, pressing. Oh, the rookies collaborating.
Oh, that was beautiful. And again, the Heat score off of a block shot at the other end, just like they used to do when Alonzo Mourning was patrolling the lane defensively.
Well, Michael Beasley now has 25 points and 10 rebounds. The last 3 games, he's putting up numbers like he did as a freshman phenom at Kansas State a year ago.
About Joel Anthony getting time tonight because of Jermaine O'Neal having problems, not being able to come back in this second half. And Joel Anthony taking advantage of the extra minutes he's getting.
Well, Joel Anthony, early in the year, he was a force as a shot blocker. This was the first time he's played this year against the Knicks. Joel playing in only his 4th game in the last 17 games. Miami leads by 9 with 7:47 left in the game. Wilson Chandler on the free throw line. I'm going to show you when Jermaine O'Neal got hurt. At least this is where we think it happened. He went for a couple of blocks in the second quarter right here.
Yeah, so he came during a timeout. See Jay Sable, the Heat trainer, working on that calf, that left calf.
Wilson Chandler now has 17 points. Chalmers, nice pass. Joel with a stuff. What a great feed by Mario Chalmers, his 7th assist. Miami up by 9. 7.5 minutes to go.
What you love about the Heat right now, Eric, they are attacking the basket. They are taking it right to the Knicks. They're not trying to sit on the lead. They're being very aggressive and assertive scoring-wise.
Quentin Richardson tonight underneath. 6 on the shot clock for New York. This is Chandler. The jumper is good. Wilson Chandler. You can see why the Knicks are so high on him. Has improved his scoring by 7 points a game this year. He's up to 14 a game. Tonight he has 19.
Played in the rookie sophomore game during All-Star Weekend.
He's the 5th best second-year scorer in the NBA. Cook misses a 3. This game far from over with how quickly the Knicks can put up points. Under 7 minutes left, the Heat lead by 7. Miami shooting 56%. David Lee missed the short hook. Rebound to Dwyane Wade. That's his 9th rebound. Imagine scoring over 50 and getting double-figure rebounds as well. Here he comes. He got it.
Oh, boy.
Over David Lee. And once again, one man going in 3 different directions.
Good job by D-Wade after Beasley tapped that ball off the board to him at the other end.
53 for Wade. David Lee missed her on the reverse. The 11th rebound for Beasley. The incredible Dwyane Wade having another magical game.
If the Heat hold on here, and Toronto holds on with their win over Philadelphia, the Heat secure the 5th place in the playoffs.
Mario Chalmers now has 15 points, and Mike D'Antoni wants a timeout. Not about having many points Wade can score. It's about Miami getting a win and perhaps securing the number 5 seed pending the outcome of Philadelphia's game in Toronto. Last we checked, the Raptors were in front with about 5 minutes left. 5:45 left here. Harrington misses the 3. Cook with a rebound. But Dwyane Wade is 3 points shy of the Heat's single-game scoring record set by Glenn Rice 14 years ago. Here he comes! Dwyane Wade, another 2. He's got 55. Miami's up by 13.
All right, that was the prettiest one yet. One hand off the dribble.
5:18 left. The game now you don't want to see end.
You can't relax against this team, as you said, Eric. They can score in bunches. This game's far from over with 11-point lead, a little over 5 minutes left.
19 points for Wilson Chandler. Checking that should be 21 for Chandler. We'll see if they correct the stat monitor. I have him for 21. It's a 114-103 lead for Miami, and Cook hits a 3.
They double-team Wade. He gives it up to Chalmers. He gives it to Cook, and he comes through with a 3.
Miami has hit on 14 of 27 triples tonight. And the Heat trying to blow this thing open with 4:40 to go. Dwyane, topside Harrington. Pump fake on Wade, and it rolls off. Michael Beasley with his 12th rebound.
He's doing an outstanding job playing the three-point line. Now, you saw 3 guys trying to take the Heat off the dribble because the Heat are closing out on the three-point shots. New York now is double-teaming Wade every time he brings the ball over half court.
Beasley against Harrington, looking for Wade, instead opts for Chalmers. 5 on the shot clock. Nice pass by Beasley. Here's Cook for 3. Boy, Michael Beasley really made the right play. He had an open shot, but he saw his open three-point specialist teammate, Dwyane Cook. A very nice pass by Beasley.
He's improved in so many areas, Eric. The one thing he's been consistent with all year is the jump shot. He's a better driver to the basket. We said it earlier. He's assertive. He's strong. He's passing the ball better, and he's rebounding in traffic much better than he did earlier.
Great D by Wade, forcing Wilson Chandler into the miss. I don't know about you, Coach. I am rooting for Dwyane Wade, who not only set the Heat single-game record, I'd love to see him go for the even number of 60.
Yeah, I agree with you. G-Money's one of our favorite players to ever play for the Heat. But you love watching D. Wade perform. He deserves the record.
And you know what's great? He won't take a forced shot to try to get it. He had an open look, but instead he found the wide-open Joel Anthony underneath. Have you ever seen a guy this unselfish score that many points?
8th best. He's not only the leading scorer in the league, but the 8th best guy in the league for assists.
It's Wade's career high, 55 points. Richardson hits the hook. Dwyane Cook commits the foul. Quentin Richardson now with 14. It's a 119-105 Heat lead with 3:15 remaining.
Well, Richardson's not getting any shots off on the perimeter, so he takes his man down in the low post, does a little drop step, comes back to the baseline, kisses it off the glass.
Your Marooney.com Netcam replay brought to you by Marooney. Heat fans, when you need a car, truck, or van, who are you going to call? Call 1-877-MAROONEY.
The Heat fell asleep on that rebound, Eric. I think they thought it was 2 shots.
Harrington missing the 3. Beasley with his 13th rebound for the second game in a row. He's put up career-high numbers on the glass. 13 rebounds in each of the last 2 games.
So he's got 35.
Wade for 3. That one ricochets off to Quentin Richardson. Would have given him 58 points. Chandler on the reverse, and he was fouled. Oh, Mike D'Antoni has great respect for Dwyane Wade. He was an Olympic assistant coach when Wade helped Team USA win gold. Tonight, Wade with 55 points.
The last time the Knicks were in town, I asked Mike D'Antoni, I said, is this a legitimate statement? If D. Wade didn't play for the U.S. Olympic team, Spain would have the gold medal. He goes, yes, that's a very legitimate statement to make.
Wade with 6 triples in this game. The Heat have tripled 14 times in 29 tries. It's the second time in the last 4 games Miami has 14 triples in a game. They did it at Washington. The 14 trays are a season high.
Beasley just got his career high, 14 rebounds.
And Wade threw it away. Well, Wade needs 1 point to tie Glenn Rice's 14-year-old single-game Heat scoring record.
He's going to have to take it to the basket, I think. They're not going to let him shoot a jump shot.
6-point Toronto lead with 4 minutes to go. And you got to be rooting for the Raptors if you're a Heat fan. A Heat win and a Raptors win secures the 5th seed for Miami and that first-round playoff matchup with Atlanta. Richardson off the spin, inside, spun it up, and Beasley gobbling up rebounds. Just 2 nights after grabbing 13 in Boston, he has 15 tonight.
This is what he did at Kansas State.
25 points as well for Beasley. Jared Jeffries is on Wade, and Wade recovers it, saves it in, where it's reclaimed by Chalmers. Finds Cook. 4 to shoot. Mario to Beasley. Got it off. Got it in. A triple for Michael Beasley. And it is party time here in Miami.
He's got a career high in points and rebounds. Chalmers, 9 assists. He ties his career high. Chalmers with 9 assists.
Beasley had 28 earlier this year against Phoenix. He's done it tonight on 12 of 18 shooting. Yeah, he's averaged 44 minutes a game the last 2. He's got 40 minutes tonight. All right, D. Wade, how about taking care of individual history? I'm telling you, he won't take a bad shot to do it.
I don't think his teammates know that, what's developing here. They don't know the significance of him scoring another basket. He's coming out, I believe.
Darrell Wright coming into the game, and Dwyane Wade will come out.
G-Money's happy.
He might be the only one. Glenn Rice, your 14-year record still stands. Dwyane Wade, one of the few areas he will settle for second best.
It's only a matter of time, though. He's going to break it someday. He's just G-Money, you can own it for a little while longer. D-Wade will get it. He'll get you one day.
55 points for Wade, only 5 in the fourth quarter. Now the most important thing, the Heat ending a 2-game losing streak. This was a must-win game for Miami, Coach. You lose this game at home, you open yourself up to all sorts of negative possibilities.
What this does now, the Heat win. Not looking at Toronto yet, the Toronto game. The Heat win eliminates Detroit and Chicago from getting the 5th seed.
Chris Quinn angles right. 5 on the shot clock. 35 seconds left in what has been great NBA theater. Miami shooting 56% in this game. 55 points for Wade. 28 points, 16 rebounds for Michael Beasley.
How about Joel Anthony playing most of the second half with Jermaine O'Neal doing a great job defensively.
And, Coach, for the second year in a row, the New York Knicks will lose at least 50 games. Well, Miami wins their 42nd game of the year. They improve by 27 wins. They're the 7th team in NBA history to improve by 27 wins the next year. So the Heat go to 42-38. They've guaranteed themselves a winning season. Now we'll await the outcome of Philadelphia's game in Toronto. But Miami, we said it was a do-it-yourself Sunday. The Heat have gotten all kinds of help from others, but they did do it themselves tonight. A huge win numerically and emotionally. Dwyane Wade gets his 55, and Jason Jackson is with the one and only superstar D. Wade.
For the third time this season, we enjoy a 50-point conversation, and this one for the second time with a win. Dwyane, on a night like this, where you're going and the team's going, where does your focus remain? As you know, the win is coming, but so is a possibility to make history on the floor.
Well, I mean, you never know. We've given up games before, so just got to continue to stay aggressive, and that's all it was about for me. It was about getting this win, trying to continue to keep destiny in our hands right now in this playoff race.
Looked like both teams were headed toward 120-point nights. You've been able to hang in these games with New York. Opening night didn't get that one. You get these next 2. What was the difference tonight?
Well, we know that we can score with the best of teams. We have that ability, and the main thing is for us, we want to continue to drive defense and rebounding. But early on they got it going, so we had to get it done in the third quarter, fourth quarter, to get the stops to get the win.
It's always nice to get these wins at home. It's always nice from a historical perspective to get against the Knicks. But how nice is it to get this win when you know that magic number to lock in your spot at 5 is so close? And if Toronto holds on, might be a couple days rest for you waiting.
Well, that's what it was all about. It was all about, like I said, putting destiny in our hands, which it was, and keeping it there. We know that we lost 2 tough games against New Orleans and Boston, but we got better in those games. So, we came in here with our heads up and looking forward to moving on. So hopefully we get this win, and hopefully Sean Marion and them help us out in Toronto.
Well, hopefully you won't tweet about it before it's all over. Dwyane, before I let you run, how nice is it to see these MV3 jerseys, T-shirts, and chants as a very tight vote is coming up in midweek for the media.
Well, first of all, I appreciate my fans all season, been supportive behind me, 10 MVP, giving me that confidence, and now I appreciate the organization for even, not disrespecting LeBron or Kobe, just, showing love to me in the season I'm having. So, I just appreciate being in that talk.
Thanks a lot, Dwyane. Congratulations on the double nickel. Always nice.
Thank you.
Very good.